Saichi. Kokichi was sitting on his desk chair with me sitting behind him. I had my arms wrapped around his torso and looked at his paper from over his shoulder. I love being able to have him in my arms like this. I feel so comfortable. I feel so much love. We met each other earlier today. This is definitely not where I thought I would be right now. Not that I'm complaining. He fell into my arms, making me smile against his shoulder. See, you finished. I rubbed his arm, trying to help him relax. I could tell he had been tired most of today. Although he was acting all energetic earlier, I could tell he hasn't been getting any good sleep. Not that I have either, but that's not the point. Shu, he whispered to me before his eyes slid closed. He looked so cute. I felt a blush come to my face before I whispered, I love you, Koki, before I placed a gentle kiss on his forehead. I moved him over to the couch, gently picking him up in bridal style, making sure I didn't wake him up. He shuffled for a moment before relaxing back into my arms. I sighed in relief before placing him onto the couch. I didn't feel that tired at the moment, but I felt almost like I had to be closer to Kokichi. I blushed while I got next to him on the couch. Just as I slid next to him, his arms wrapped around me and he clung to me. Smiling down at him, I grabbed the blanket resting on the back of the couch. It was a checkered blanket with a soft lavender fabric on the inside of the blanket. I wrapped me and Kokichi in the blanket and moved my hands to pet his hair. His face was so calm, and it wasn't constantly changing with his emotions or his lies. It made me feel calm, that I could just be there with him, the Kokichi I love. He acts differently around the people at school. He may seem annoying and rude, but he's really just a fun-loving, childish, and intelligent leader. Being a detective, I noticed this the first time I was talking to him. Some of the other students did the same, but more truthful, meaning they act all high and mighty, but sometimes they are not. He accepted this better than I thought he was going to. That just makes me love him even more. My small, adorable, cute, and secretly clingy boyfriend. I love him so much. I'm not saying I'm not clingy, but unlike him, I feel like I don't hide it as much in public. That's actually not true. I hate when I'm flustered in front of others, and I think Kokichi knows that better than anyone. This makes me tend to not want to do anything affectionate or anything that'll make me feel embarrassed. The good thing about Kokichi is that even knowing all of this, I felt more comfortable letting myself become flustered and embarrassed in front of him, to an extent. He made me feel safe, like I could be my true self, without getting teased by him. But even then, it makes me feel more love towards him, because it shows me that by his teasing, he wants to get attention from me. No one has ever wanted my attention, unless they needed to ask me a question or needed me for a task they had to complete. I sighed to myself, knowing I was overthinking the situation. I looked back down to Kokichi and blushed. I traced his face with my free hand while my other hand was around his waist. I delicately moved my thumb across the skin, across his chin, his cheek, his closed eyelids. Then I stopped at his lips. I had a moment where I didn't move and just let my finger caress his lips. But soon enough I became too flustered, knowing how many times his lips have met mine. Out of habit, my hand went down to cover my mouth before I realized he wouldn't be able to see me either way. I calmed down and moved closer to him. Good night, Koki, I whispered, soon falling asleep with my small boyfriend in my arms. Saichi, shoo shoo. I felt a finger poke my cheek. I slowly opened my eyes to see Kokichi on my chest, propped up on his elbows, making direct eye contact with me. My face flushed before he kissed my cheek. My beloved finally woke up, he cooed in my ear. How long have you been trying to wake me up? I asked. Just for about 5 minutes or so, but that's a lie. I just woke up, Shu. He pecked my cheek again before I heard someone in the kitchen. Who's in the... He cut me off, putting his finger to my lips. That's just Jody D making breakfast. Akari and Jody D always alternate when they make meals every day, he said, pulling me off the couch. Is that so? I asked, more for myself. I had no idea this was so coordinated. At my apartment, it's more like, if there isn't anything in the fridge, order something. Sorry, I didn't mean to stay for this long. I can go back to my apartment and... Kokichi's hands moved around my waist, and he gave me a tight hug before he let me go. No, Shu-chan, you are going to stay with me today, he exclaimed, clinging on to me again. I blushed at how cute he is. Okay, my little Koki. Only if you want me to, I said, rubbing his shoulders. Awesome, he yelled, making Jody laugh. So, do you need any new clothes to wear today? Naoki is good at making clothes, so if you need a new uniform, feel free to ask, he said, pulling away and walking into the dining room. There was a wide variety of food on the table, but seeing as there were 11 people here, including me, you need food to feed all of us. Hey everyone, I want to introduce my beloved boyfriend, Shuichi Saihara, Kokichi said, pulling me into the seat next to him. Everyone was coming into the dining hall to eat, while some of them were already situated in their spots. This is that boy you had over yesterday. I think it'll be fun to have him around. Anaki clapped her hands together. Let me introduce you to everyone, my beloved, Kokichi said with a smirk. The one you met yesterday is Anaki. Anaki waved at me with a smile. And the one who's in the corner seat on her computer is our techie, Akari. She gave a little wave before going back to what she was doing. Jodian, or Jodidi, is the one who makes the meals along with Akari. Miyoki is the one who has a brown bob cut. Standing next to her is Marky. Saban is the one with the afro. Naoki is the one with the short, dark brown hair. Michiko is the one with no hair. And Rico is the one with his blonde hair spiked up to look like a plant is growing out of his head. Hey! Rico yelled before the rest of the group laughed. That's everyone, and you already know me, Shu, he said before starting to eat the food he already had on his plate. This is who his family must be then. They don't seem to be related, but sometimes the best family you can have is the people you have met that are not related by blood, like me and Kyoko. Shu, you should eat something before we have to go to school, he said, nudging my shoulder before he paused and moved closer to me. Do you not feel comfortable eating in front of other people? He asked me in a hushed whisper, not that anyone was listening to our conversation over the noise. No, I can eat normal food. I just have to make sure that I eat some raw meat and drink some of the formula Kyoko gives me, so I don't get too thirsty that I will attack someone. I whispered the last part. Okay, but no, if you ever feel uncomfortable, feel free to let me know what you need. He gave me a playful half bow. I laughed and gave him a kiss. Thank you, Kokichi. He didn't respond. He just gave me a cute nod while his cheeks puffed out because his mouth was full of food. How can he be so cute? Okay, all the names in this, pronouncing them is definitely going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle, but that's okay. This is recording 10 for Vampire Kisses. I do apologize that I've been getting parts out slower. There was a family emergency over the last week, so I've just been dealing with some things that have been making it hard for me to want to record or even edit, but I have been getting in a better mood so I should be able to record more. And I might even do another stream sometime if I can get my software figured out. I do have pretty interesting software choices, but anyway, thank you for watching, and see you next time.